Hello everyone. Today's topic is microbial growth and food spoilage. Microbial growth on food is controlled by two factors. The intrinsic factors, that is the pH of the food, the water availability, the physical structure, that is the factors which are related to the food itself. And the extrinsic factors such as pH, temperature, humidity, or the environment where the food is stored. We know foods are excellent sources of nutrients. Now, if these intrinsic and extrinsic factors are appropriate, microorganisms will grow rapidly on them and convert an attractive and appealing food into a sour, foul-smelling or a fungus-covered mass. When microbes grow on foods, they can lead to visible changes, including a variety of colors caused by some spoilage organisms. Spoilage of food by microorganisms is different in different kinds of foods. Let us discuss the different types of food spoilage. Spoilage of meat and dairy products. Meat and dairy products have high nutritional value and they have carbohydrates, fats and proteins. These provide ideal environments for microbial spoilage. Spoilage processes, namely proteolysis and putrefaction, are typical results of microbial spoilage of such high protein materials. Dairy product like unpasteurized milk undergoes a four-step microbial succession spoilage. First, acid production by Lactococcus lactis subspecies lactis, which is then followed by additional acid production associated with the growth of more acid-tolerant organisms such as Lactobacillus. Now, at this point, which is the third step, yeasts and molds become dominant and they degrade the accumulated lactic acid produced by the previous bacteria, and thereby the acidity of the milk gradually decreases. Eventually, in the fourth step, protein digesting bacteria become active, resulting in a putrid odor and a bitter flavor. So the milk, which was originally opaque, now becomes clear. Next we come to spoilage of fruits and vegetables. In comparison with meat and dairy products, most fruits and vegetables have a lower protein and fat content and they undergo a very different kind of spoilage. Readily degradable carbohydrates favor spoilage by bacteria, especially that cause soft rots, such as Arvenia caratovora. This bacteria produces hydrolytic enzymes which degrade the carbohydrates of fruits and vegetables. In fruits and vegetables, majorly aerobes and facultative anaerobes contribute to the decomposition process. However, bacteria do not seem important in the initial spoilage of whole fruits. Instead, such spoilage is often initiated by molds. These mold organisms have enzymes that contribute to the weakening and penetration of the outer skin of the fruit. Microbial spoilage also takes place in foods which is used by us in our daily lives. Concentrated citrus frozen products. Food spoilage problems occur with minimally processed, concentrated frozen citrus products. These are prepared with little or no heat treatment, and the major spoilage can be caused by Lactobacillus and Leuconostoc species, which produce diacetyl butter flavors in the juices. Saccharomyces and Candida can also spoil juices. The concentrated juice has a decreased water activity, and when kept frozen at about -10 degrees Celsius, it is seen that juices can be stored for long periods. Tomatoes. Molds are a special problem for tomatoes. Even the slightest bruising of the tomato skin, which will expose the interior, will result in rapid fungal growth. The frequently observed genera that cause spoilage in tomatoes include Alternaria, Cladosporium, Fusarium and Stemphylium. This growth affects the quality of tomato products, which includes tomato juices and also ketchups. Bread. Microbial spoilage in bread is caused by fungus. A bread which is spoiled by a mold or a fungus shows extensive fungal hyphal development and sporulation. The green colored growth which you see is most likely penicillium, and you can also see some black growth which is characteristic of Rhizopus stolonifer. Grains. Moles can rapidly grow on grains and corns when these products are stored in moist conditions. The contamination of grains is caused by the ascomycete called Claviceps purpura, which causes a condition known as ergotism. Hallucinogenic alkaloids produced by this fungus can lead to altered behavior, abortion and death if these infected grains are eaten. Fungus-derived carcinogens. The fungus-derived carcinogens include the aflatoxins and fumonisins. Let us discuss the carcinogen aflatoxin. Aflatoxins are produced most commonly in moist grains and nut products. These were discovered in 1960 when about 1 lakh turkey poults died from eating fungus-infested peanut meal. The fungus Aspergillus flavus was found in the infected peanut meal together with some alcohol extractable toxins which was later termed aflatoxins. This toxin intercalates with the cell's nucleic acids and act as frameshift mutagens and carcinogens. Aflatoxins occur primarily in the liver where they are converted to unstable derivatives. At present, there are about 18 aflatoxins, and aflatoxin B1 being the most common and the most potent carcinogen. They are hepatocarcinogens, and when consumed by lactating cattle, they are seen to affect community growth and disease resistance in the cattle. Aflatoxins are also seen to appear in milk and dairy products due to cattle consumption. Carcinogen fumonisins. Fumonisins are fungal contaminants of corn that were first isolated in 1988. These are produced by Fusarium moniliforme and are known to cause leukoencephalomalacia in horses, also called blind staggers. Fumonisins are fatal within 2 to 3 days of ingestion. This toxin is also known to cause pulmonary edema in pigs and esophageal cancer in humans. The fumonisins function by disrupting the synthesis and metabolism of sphingolipids, which are important compounds that influence a wide variety of cell functions. Eukaryotic microorganisms can synthesize potent toxins other than aflatoxins and fumonisins. Let us discuss the route by which humans consume these toxins. These algal toxins contaminate fish, which in turn affect the health of marine animals higher in the food chain, including shellfish and finfish. These are later consumed by humans, causing major human diseases that result from consumption of these algal toxins in marine products. These include amnesic, diuretic and paralytic shellfish poisoning. These complex toxins, most of which are temperature stable, are known to cause peripheral neurological system effects, often in less than 1 hour after ingestion. So let's recapitulate and do some self-assessment. You can discuss the answers in the comment section under this video. What are the components in meat that provide an excellent medium for microbial growth? What are the major organisms present in unpasteurized milk that cause its spoilage? How does spoilage in fruits take place? Name the organism causing soft rot. What is the mechanism of spoilage for concentrated citrus juices? Which microorganism produces ergot alkaloids? Which fungal genus produces aflatoxin? How do they damage animals that eat contaminated food? Which microbial genus produces fumonisins? Why are these of concern? Describe the route by which humans consume algal toxin. Hope you like this video. Thank you for watching and listening.